everyone. You're listening to the Voices of Change on Intellectual Radio, and you're probably in shock because you see one, two. Shamel is here.
Shimmy, go pop.
Shamel, not trying to get in your business. You understand what I mean? But where you been?
I've been.
But she getting all in your bed.
Just don't tell me your business, but tell me anyway.
Right.
I've been studying for a test, so I've just been out and focusing on that. But now I'm back.
Okay. Well,
Wonderful.
we appreciate you being back and appreciate you being studious and studying for your test to teach your babies
That
to
part
be a
right
more
there.
effective teacher.
Exactly.
Teach the children.
And also, while you're up here woo-wooing about shimmy, Cocoa Pop,
Uh-huh.
I happened to see something on Facebook. You know, normally when your friends and everything get accolades and all kind of presentations
Mm-hmm.
and they're cited for something, normally they'll text you or pick up the phone and say, hey, guess what I just got awarded with? I saw it on Facebook.
Well, you know, I'm not like most friends. I do not toot my own horn. But since you brought that up,
You weren't going to even tell me about it?
Well, I didn't tell anybody. That's why I put it on Facebook. I didn't call people and say, "Oh, look at this." I didn't
You're
do that.
supposed to, though. You
But you know, I
you
don't
share
do that.
successes and share sorrows.
Yeah, I did that on Facebook.
Yeah, with everybody, with the world.
Yeah, with the world.
Oh,
Don't you do that. Anyway, what she's talking about is I'm a part of the Church of God in Christ. And in my jurisdiction, we had our AIM convention, and the music department, which I'm a part of, they honored me. They gave me the Olivia Boyd award for musical excellence in my service.
for musical what? I'm sorry.
For musical excellence. Don't you start.
Are you excellent? Sing that song.
Oh,
Excellent.
I do okay. I ain't gonna fool with you. No, so they gave me an award for my service to the music department. Our jurisdiction has been together for 15 years, and so from the inception up until now, I've been what I found out to be a very integral part of the music department. So they honored me along with a few others on Tuesday night.
It was well deserved, but I was kind of shocked to see it on Facebook like everybody else. I thought it was a little bit special. I thought it was more special than that, but that's okay.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
That's okay.
Next time they give me a Grammy, I'll be sure to be like, look.
I hope to be in the audience. What do you mean next time?
I'm saying, look, I hope to be there. Trust me, I wasn't at the one they gave me, so hopefully I'm at the one they give me for real.
Really? So if you're nominated for anything, make sure you go or whatever.
Right.
Well, most of you know my name is Jan, and I'll be the host of the show. And I'm just so excited because normally it's like I've been having Elliot here sometime. He keeps clapping and doing all that hooping and hollering, but he been kind of MIA too. But I've had Miss Wanda here, who is the executive director of the radio station, sit in with me.
Wanda.
And so we have Elliot and we have Shamel. Introduce yourself and tell them something about yourself too, because it's been so. No, but we need to do. I didn't tell them anything about you
that they don't already know.
I haven't done that in a long time. We may have some new viewers. Who's on here? And I want you to share.
Oh, Jay, you gotta love her though.
Come on. If you can't brag on yourself, I sure can. But go ahead.
Well, you know I don't do that anyway. But because you want me to, I'll try to say a couple of things.
Thank you.
So I'm Elliot. I'm the co-host of the Voices of Change. I'm just who I am, and that's all you need to know. Shamel, go for it.
I am who I am.
There you go. So take me as I am.
There you go. Receive me as I come.
Well, I'm co-host also, Shamel. In and out when I'm on vacation, maybe in the summer. No, I won't have a vacation.
She did.
I know. Just came back and said, "Oh, vacation." I think that's gonna happen. But no, I'm a soon-to-be teacher soon, and yes, I'm Shamel.
Shimmy.
Yeah, Shimmy the educator, Elliot the preacher, teacher, counselor. Okay. I said I wouldn't do that.
What do we call
the host?
Oh, that's all.
The host is with the mostest, right?
Oh my goodness.
With 4 and 5 businesses.
Yes. I do have quite a few of them, and they are growing, and I'll be talking about those in the weeks to come. There's some exciting stuff coming down the pipe. And Ellie, you look so sharp today. You know, normally I do a scripture, but because you look preacher sharp, would you grace us with one?
This is what I get.
Preacher sharp. All right.
So since in the church world, this is Pentecost Sunday, we'll do the Pentecost scripture. But the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance whatsoever I have said unto you. That is John the 14th chapter, the 26th verse.
Well, thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Elliot. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Elliot.
Mercy.
We really appreciate that. We want to give a shout out to all of our partners. Our partners being Great Tax Services, Oda Enterprises, as well as
Yeah, don't forget them.
Great. Yeah. Hopefully, you'll be hearing something soon. But
Yes.
I've said that about 100 times. Great Entertainment. Anyway, we're going to keep that moving. Someone's phone is on.
Apparently.
It's nice to have those watch phones. We're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to be back with the news. We have a few stories to talk about, so we'll be right back.
Watch phones, man.
Watch.
If I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love out of you. You got to treat me good, and I'll be good to you. There's a whole lot of things you and I could do, baby. When you get right down to it, yeah. You're beautiful. I wouldn't change one thing about you, yeah. Oh, 'cause you're beautiful. I don't mind telling the world about you, yeah. You're beautiful. And what about the way you love?
You're listening to the Voices of Change on Intellectual Radio. I want to give a shout out to a few of those that are listening. We have Tim Dukes and also Mary Anderson. We had Cynthia and Romaine Oda. Also, I want you to share. Can't see any more on here. I'm a little challenged when it comes to technology sometimes. But that's only sometimes. Sometimes I'm not. Only with the iPad, not with other.
The one thing that she uses the most, she can't use. I don't understand.
I only use it once a week.
That's probably the problem.
Why? I use the desktop.
Desktop? What?
Yeah.
In your house?
Or at the office or wherever.
That's warranted.
Yeah, I don't use the lap. iPad just once a week, just to the show.
Work.
Do you?
They're convenient.
Oh.
Especially with the students,
Yeah.
Well, my students used to use them, remember?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic. Now, this is the news you can use. These stories are special. A man convicted of 3 California murders and long suspected in numerous other deaths now claims he was involved in about 90 killings nationwide, spanning for 4 decades. And investigators already have corroborated about a third of those. Ector County District Attorney Bobby Bland said 78-year-old Samuel Little was booked into jail this week following his indictment in the 1994 death of a Texas woman. Investigations are ongoing, but Little has proved details in more than 90 deaths. This is a black man, and it looks like He may be the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history.
Mm.
They're finding 40 years of a killing spree and just catching this man.
Black people are making history. How wonderful.
Well, it's nothing. That's nothing. Oh,
In both ways.
That as if we don't have enough already.
I know. And now,
That's
but this guy's he's up there. He's like 78 years old.
78.
So he's been doing it since he was in his 30s, maybe before.
mm,
He old now. He like whatever.
And the
right.
profile was white man, middle age, etc., and so on. But this isn't typical. I'm hoping. Now this story coming up, it's upsetting. In April 2018, Army veteran Everett Palmer Jr. turned himself into the Pennsylvania authorities to settle an arrest warrant related to a DUI charge. 2 days later, his family was notified that Palmer died while in jail. Now his family is as to how a healthy man died in police custody over a DUI. On April 9th, 2018, Palmer, who was 41, was pronounced dead at the New York hospital. Palmer served in the Army as a paratrooper and was the father of 2 boys. He reportedly died of complications following an excited state
Mm.
associated with methamphetamine toxicity and physical restraint. The coroner also stated a red blood cell disorder might have contributed to his death. This even sounds bogus. After his death, Palmer's family hired an independent pathologist who believes the Army vet was the victim of a homicide. Another issue facing the family is how and why his body was returned to them. When officials turned over the body to the Palmer family, they noticed it was badly bruised and his brain, heart, and throat were missing. Now they suspect it was a homicide. Can you
Yeah.
believe they gutted this man?
Well,
A mess.
I just say it relates to Sandra Bland. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Um,
in
she
police
just died in
custody.
police custody. Mm.
And they always want
Yeah.
to make up all these like this reason sounded just
BS.
and they his heart his brain, his heart and throat.
And that's not homicide, but okay.
Well,
Anyway,
you said. Mhm.
and this next story really saddened me last week, and I vowed not to watch any more basketball this season because, as far as I'm concerned, the season's over. All of you Toronto Raptors fans, you can just hoop and holler now. Wait, what? Are
Yeah.
you a Raptor fan?
No comment. You reading the story. Let's read the story.
This isn't a well. This a
Nah, he's
Toronto
fine.
Raptors fan has been arrested after making vulgar comments about Aisha Curry during an interview on live TV following the team's Game 2 NBA final loss to the Golden State Warriors. According to Toronto police, Tristan Workentine, 28, has been charged with 1 count of mischief interfere with lawful operation of property for allegedly uttering profane phrases during an interview outside the Raptors arena. What he said was he wouldn't mind effing her, and they arrested him. Video of the incident in which a man made a reference to a sexual assault involving the wife of Warrior star Stephen Curry immediately surfaced on social media. Speaking with the Toronto Sun, he said, "What I did was disgraceful. It was an alcohol influenced situation." When asked whether he would apologize to Kelly Lyman, the CP24 reporter who interviewed him, he said he planned to reach out to Mr. and Mrs. Curry because that's realistically who I feel I owe an apology, and maybe Toronto. He's scheduled to appear in court on Thursday.
Oh, the things we do.
Don't
Mm-mm.
say anything.
But how you gonna
Alcohol
get?
made
How you
me
gonna get
do
when
it.
somebody got a microphone and they're interviewing? How would you say it then? That
Alcohol
know.
made me do it.
and then say he was
Well,
drunk. He'll
there
probably
you
get.
go. He's gonna get off.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think so too. And there's been all kind of memes and everything said about this because of the red table talk and her saying
Oh
how she
yeah.
wasn't getting any attention.
Oh yeah,
So
that
you
was
know, it's just like
so
here we go.
Well,
interesting.
so now they're saying, see, someone is.
Giving you that attention that you were looking for.
Mm.
Well, I mean, we were talking about that earlier today, and it makes you kind of wonder if that. Do you kind of think that maybe that was set up? Like maybe she knew what she was doing when she sat there with Jade and everybody else and talked about it.
No,
You
I really
don't?
think that was her real feelings, but she didn't realize how far it would go.
Well, because I think a lot of us, I understand how she felt. I mean, I don't think what she said was so far out. Um, but it was such a big deal, man. But someone said, no, that was strategic. She did that because she's getting ready to do something with her food show and this and that. I don't know. It's just kind
I
of
wouldn't be
interesting.
surprised.
I don't know. Well, people do.
Yeah,
When
they
you're trying
do.
to get out there, it don't matter if it's good news or good or bad, as long as you're out there.
Good, bad, or fake,
Yeah.
you're out
So
there.
I don't know.
So maybe that's what Jordan Woods did with the
Oh, the
crazy
thing with
thing.
the
And she just was on the show Grownish. She
Hmm
just got
she
a
was on
part
the
on.
show on what?
Yeah, she had a part on Grownish recently. So
Oh, she's gotten a lot of popularity since that
hey,
little
I ain't mad
fiasco.
at her.
And that
You
was
never
Red
know.
Table, and Red Table
Yeah,
is on YouTube,
Facebook.
internet, whatever,
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm, watch
I
your
saw
red
that
table.
interview too. She was very compelling. I believed her.
I believed her.
I believed
I
her.
really
So,
did.
I
She's a
gotta
great
catch up on
actress.
my red table talk. I've been lagging behind.
oh yeah, yeah, you'll have to catch up on it because I'm sure it'll be something interesting again.
Oh yeah.
The next story is a sad one. Hillary Clinton's brother, Tony Rodman, has died. The former Democratic presidential candidate announced Saturday on Twitter. We lost my brother Tony last night. It's hard to find words. My mind is flooded with memories of him today. Rodman was Clinton's youngest brother and was previously married to former Senator Barbara Boxer's daughter, Nicole Boxer.
Did you say Tony Rodman or Tony Rodham?
Tony Rodham,
Okay.
like
Hillary Rodham.
Hillary Clinton
Oh, that's what
Rodham,
I
or
thought.
Hillary,
Hillary
what is her name?
Rodham Clinton.
Hillary
Rodham
Rodham
Clinton.
Clinton,
Okay, I
yeah.
want to make sure I heard you right.
At least 22 people were wounded in Chicago. Well, this has changed. In a rash of gun
Yes.
violence during the first 12 hours of the weekend. Well, that was the first 12 hours. Last count I heard was 30. Somebody told me 40. Anybody know what the number is for the weekend, not the first
For
12
this
hours?
weekend.
Oh, this weekend
High. I mean,
is
it's
It's
really.
ridiculous.
I mean,
some
what?
somewhere. Well, not the weekend, but over the course of the week. I don't know if we saw on Facebook that one of our friends they went they went to the store and came back to their house, and in between that span of time, it wasn't long. There was a drive-by like near their house. 7 people
Who?
got shot.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
That was
and that wasn't
crazy.
even a long span of time.
Wait, you're talking 10 minutes
Yeah,
or whatever,
right,
Yeah.
middle of the night.
Crazy.
Well, not
It's
middle of the
just
night, but
evening.
if he goes to the store
Come
and comes
back,
back,
seven
and
people
there's
shot.
police everywhere saying, "Oh, there was a drive-by, 7 people." I'm like,
They're doing it so random now. I mean,
yeah.
they're just like driving by, slowing up, and just shooting whoever's.
Yeah.
And I tell
It's
people, like people
scary.
that are close to me, I'm like, if I'm out, like if we're going somewhere, I'm gonna take you home, whatever. Like if you got to go around the corner, I'll take you around the corner and I'll take you back home, because it's during those little trips that stuff happens, you know. And I'm like, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I left you,
Yeah, and something
something
happened.
happened, So
And people also say there's like rules now where they say if you're dropping a person off, you know how you normally sit in the car and talk a while. They say
don't,
don't talk in the
yeah, don't
car.
do that,
Drop them off and keep it moving. I'm
right?
like, really?
Exactly.
Yeah, because stuff
Exactly.
happens.
I mean, but you're just talking to your friend or whatever. But
Stuff
they say
happens.
no when you're dropping somebody off, keep it moving, and
Get out of
it's
there.
yeah, get out of
Go
there. It's
on.
like
Even during the day, during the school day, there was a shooting around our school. And we
Wow.
had lockdown. We were on lockdown for the rest of school day
Wow.
and had to have police escort to get out of school, send the
because the
kids
baby's got to
opposite
go.
directions.
Oh my,
But you had to send them around the opposite direction from where
the
it
shooting
happened.
was.
'Cause,
Wow.
yeah, we couldn't leave the building. Yeah. It's crazy.
Mm.
Our
I wonder
kids.
is anything going to ever be done to kind of curb that? I mean, I know that they get on TV every day and say this is unacceptable and they do this and do that. But I mean, what's really and
Happening.
worse?
Yeah. It's sad. It's really sad.
6 teenagers were injured, 2 of whom were returning from the high school prom when the SUV they were in collided with another SUV early Saturday morning on the southwest side. A 51-year-old man who was in the other vehicle was also injured. The crash happened about 12:45 in the 3400 block of West 79th Street in the Ashburn neighborhood when the Nissan Rogue the teens were in hit a GMC Yukon. The Nissan Rogue had been traveling east on 79th when it hit the GMC Yukon that had been traveling north on Homan Avenue through the intersection. I'm glad it was just. I mean, I'm
It was
sorry it
just an
happened, but
injury.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nobody
right,
died.
because you
Right.
hear these horror stories prom night.
Whew.
Oh,
Always.
and I've seen some beautiful proms, haven't you? Like
Oh
on
yeah. They've been a
Facebook.
Yes.
little more tasteful this year.
Oh, remember that one year when everybody was going?
Everything was just wretched. Ratchet. Half of this hanging out, your whole left thigh. I'm like, what is this?
Too much. Too much.
Like,
Be
come
a little
Yeah.
on.
classier.
Right.
Yeah, they are kind of glamming it up.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
good
tell
to
you,
see.
Taylor was one of the sharpest one I've seen.
Yes, that was a
Oh,
That little
beautiful dress
girl.
she had made.
Oh
mercy.
my gosh, that yeah. Saw some beautiful prom dresses. One victim is dead and two others are injured after a car crashed into Tony's Philly Steak restaurant in Chicago's Auburn Gresham neighborhood. According to police, a car plowed into the late night restaurant near 87th and Wood Street around 3 o'clock in the morning. Police say a man driving a Toyota sedan eastbound on 87th Street was turning south on Wood when another vehicle traveling westbound on 87th Street turned in front of his vehicle, cutting him off. The driver of the Toyota made a sharp turn and jumped a curb, causing him to strike the building. Police say the vehicle went through the building and struck two women. A 35-year-old woman was standing inside the restaurant and was struck by the car, resulting in a leg injury. She was transported to Christ Medical Center in stable condition. The second woman, 34-year-old, was sitting down inside the restaurant and was pinned underneath the vehicle. She was pronounced dead at Christ Medical Center due to her injuries. Gosh. I mean, it's like you go out or something and then you're sitting in a restaurant, and oh my, what's the odds of that?
But it's always the ones who are innocent.
Yeah, she's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the ones who caused the accident. Even the Toyota is not really their fault either. It's the person who cut him off.
Right.
And you scot
he's swerving and then his car. Oh. And they said that the restaurant was only open about 7 or 8 months, and now it's
wow.
Well, I guess they'll start over. Hope they had good insurance.
Another store, Taurus. It's another place out south. They make Phillies or something.
Mm-hmm.
Taurus something. Taurus. I don't know. And they had a car crash into their building. They've been open a long time, and now they're closed for a while.
Wow.
Until they can get repaired.
This is
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Stay at home. You hungry? You go.
But everybody make those.
Go to sleep. You won't be hungry.
Okay, right. Why you up at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Now people. Wait, I know you're not talking. People make a run.
Hey, now.
No, you no.
Not that late at night though. I do math before midnight.
Elliot.
What? I'm going through a drive-through. I'm not going going into a place. I'm going to Wendy's no later than 1:30 in the morning. I'm saying. Anything after 1:30, you can hang it up. I'll starve.
I just go to sleep. It's over.
Drink me some water. Go to bed. Good night.
That part right there.
Okay.
I ain't going to nobody's nothing after midnight. Really. No. I'm gonna do a drive-through and keep it moving.
What's even open? That's good.
Wendy's is open till like 3 in the morning. That's my choice.
That you get out.
Oh, but I mean, but
like these little places, are open. They're open. They're open late.
People like to be out late, whatever. And
like after you come home or if you've been out. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Come on. Yeah.
I get out for that though.
Well, yeah, but you run in there picking it up though.
That's if you called it in because you end up.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying.
Call in after a certain time.
Right.
And even calling in, you're gonna be waiting. Yeah, you're right. You can't call in after.
I don't mind waiting because you know everybody in Coleman's by the time you've been there.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Like, hey, how you been? I ain't seen you since last week in time.
Last week.
You getting your usual, yeah.
That's like standing there. How long is People's open though? I feel like People's be open forever, but it takes 3 hours to get 2 tacos.
Oh my gosh!
What? But
they got good tacos
on the corner. I'm sorry, I'm out here just giving people business, but it's pretty good.
Wait. He needs a sponsor.
It's a new
tell
place.
the name.
I'll say it. But
I don't say the name, but it's a new place.
My little taco
Where's
around
that?
the corner from my house.
Where was it?
Right on the corner of Ogden and Pulaski.
Oh,
I know.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Across the street from the laundromat. Yeah. I go over there.
Yeah.
And it don't take long.
No, I like them too.
Yeah, good tacos.
Yeah.
I love tacos.
We have a whole food moment. Maybe that's what we should have tacos.
I love tacos. I'm just saying. That's one.
You don't like
tacos with all the stuff on it.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff? Sorry, we just like an American style.
Okay, we just
regular. Cilantro, onion, or you like
cilantro,
everything else?
Yes,
or you need the
peppers, lettuce, tomatoes, onions,
cheese, all that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Who have them like that?
Look, we'll find them. Trust me. Before the day is over, we're gonna have to find a taco somewhere.
What's happening in the Dominican Republic? Why are these people end up dead?
And one of the
people
knew a friend of mine.
For real? Wait. What?
People are canceling their trips.
They are?
I don't blame them. Yeah,
I wouldn't go there. It's just too much.
Because
coming up dead.
And the causes are weird, and most of them
weird.
go in the little refrigerator, have something to drink, and then all of a sudden they have a heart attack or they just don't wake up.
But then they used to tell you not to do that anyway.
Yeah, but something's going on there.
Like that, drink their stuff in the refrigerators and stuff.
They have it stocked up. It's expensive. It's heck
right.
Anyway.
That's one thing. But they at least when I was younger, don't do none of that.
That's what they would tell us to. Don't ever go in the
Because,
refrigerator.
it could be anything going on that you don't know about.
I don't know. Well,
it don't matter.
Yeah, they go for my plans for when they go to the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
No, I don't want to go for a long time. I'm like,
really?
yeah.
A lot of people, yeah. A lot of people golf there and they go there for whatever.
Yeah.
So, just as the nation comes to grip with 3 Americans dying at the same Dominican Republic hotel within days of each other, and another couple announcing they were poisoned there but survived, we learned that a fourth American was found dead at another hotel owned by the same company. This was last year. Philadelphia vet Monique Sport, 51, was found at a Baja Principe resort in Punta Cana 1 year ago this month. Sport's death went unnoticed by the international media because it was easily dismissed as an isolated incident, however tragic. But with the sudden death of Miranda Shop Warner, 41, last month, and then the discovery of 2 more bodies just 5 days later, the Maryland couple, combined with the reported poisoning of the Colorado couple and her boy, Kaylin Null and her boyfriend, all at the same vacation resort, the international media and federal officials are getting involved. The circumstances surrounding Sport's death in June last year are even more troubling because it's so similar to the other 3 who died in May 2019. Sport reportedly had a drink from her hotel room's minibar and then went to sleep and never woke up. An autopsy reportedly revealed that she died of a heart attack. We've already reported that Miranda Shop Warner also had a drink from the room's minibar before complaining to her husband that something was wrong and then collapsing and dying immediately. I'd cancel there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
DR
Bring your
where?
own water,
DR
your
to the
liquor, or
doctor.
whatever. Right.
What?
Either bring your own water, your own liquor, and don't touch nothing. I don't know what to tell you. I would
But you
cancel.
can't. You can't really bring it.
Right, you can't. So it's like,
that's why you can't get through.
You don't even let me off on a boat. No, I don't want to get off. I'll stay on.
right.
Like I don't know if there are cruises where you stop, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't
there
get
are
off.
some
No, I'm not getting
for a
off.
couple hours. Yeah, that's messed up.
And that's the news you can use only on the Voices of Change. We're going to come back and we're going to kind of swing this a little bit different. Are you going to sing for us? You
No, you
can.
just said swing. I want to
Oh,
swing.
we're going to swing a little bit different because I had the honor of being on He Said, She Said, which is the Miss Wanda show. And they were talking about dating. And I think it would be good we kind of talked about it last week, but to continue the conversation only because we have people born in different decades, so they may think different about it. Like Shamel may say, "Someone me getting dressed up and someone picking me up. Why?" And
no, give me all the feels. I need all that.
So
Okay.
we are going to come back and talk about that, and we're going to look at from like 1999 to now. So that's what 20 years, something like that. So we'll be right back after a quick break on the Voices of Change. Yeah, the changes from 99 to now.
I wasn't dating in '99.
Neither was I. I'm just.
You are lying. You was dating.
No.
If I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love out of you. You got to treat me good, and I'll be good to you. There's a whole lot of things you and I could do, baby. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. When you get right down to it, yeah.
For those just tuning in, you're listening to the Voices of Change only on Intellectual Radio, and we are continuing our conversation and hopefully completing our conversation on the changes in dating, or even if you think there's been any changes. Now, we wanted to look at a 20-year span. Unfortunately, both Elliot and Shamel weren't dating in 1999. Elliot's actually lying because he was dating at 13, but that's okay. But that's okay. That's okay. I can speak for him. I'm just joking,
Church
preacher.
boy at 13.
I was.
He like R. Kelly then, so how you gonna date somebody?
Even though we were singing, I believe I can fly.
Well, you know what? I don't even have to. I mean, I could tell you how 1909 was, but you can tell me how it was. You were dating 10 years ago, maybe?
10 years ago?
10 years ago.
That was what?
2009? 2009.
2009.
Semi-dating.
Okay, semi-dating.
Yeah, dating, yeah.
Or just think about, even if it wasn't 09 when you started dating, say in 12, 13, whatever,
Okay.
whatever.
I mean, that's right.
So,
You're fine.
do you think, in your opinion, because the whole conversation was, I think it started at, how come we don't see anyone like getting ready to go on a date and getting excited and having someone drive up to their house and pick them up for a Excuse me?
That has become, not to cut you off, but the fact that you say that
Well,
to me just sounds old school. Oh, I'm sorry. It sounds old school. It sounds very traditional because nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
Not like that, because now you're in the era where, let's say it's me and Shamil. Shamil has her own car, so we go from, oh, I'm gonna go pick you up, to I don't want you to live.
But I had my own car in '99.
No. Watch how I set this up though.
Okay, set it up for me.
I got a car. Shamil got a car.
Mm-hmm.
We live in an era now where I don't want you to know where I live so early, so I'm gonna meet you at the restaurant.
Yeah, I hear that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll meet that way. If I don't like you, I can still leave my own car.
So, are you going to go to a restaurant, or are you going to Starbucks?
That's the other part. So now let's jump into that. If I'm really trying to meet you, trying to figure you out, we can share some coffee at Starbucks. Now, if we've been in it for a minute, okay, then we do a restaurant. But if I'm just trying to meet you, I ain't trying to spend no whole lot of money on you this early. Let's go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's a continuing theme that I hear from men. It's because it's such a screening process that they think for the first date or the first couple dates, until they decide what they're going to do, that they want to go somewhere. I don't want to say cheap, but somewhere economically feasible. Yeah.
I think the screening process is still the same. It's just that we do it differently, or like the mindset behind it. It's the same thing as if let's say I'm gonna use Van in this case. Let's say you and Van went on a date. Okay, your first time dating, y'all probably went to a restaurant, and y'all can try to figure each other out. Versus if me and Shamil go out for the first time, we're going to Starbucks because it ain't that serious. It ain't that deep. We look at going to restaurants, spending money as I'm investing in you on this level. Versus Starbucks is real safe, real easy. I ain't gonna spend no more than $5 on mine, so I can afford to spend $10 together, whatever, or you can pay for your own, and we just gonna sit here and talk, because there's a thing called mixed signals that we tend to get out on both ends, and in my opinion, if I do too much, you're gonna think I like you more than I do, and I'm just being nice. If I don't do so much, you might think I don't like you at all. But if I do Starbucks, you ain't gonna think nothing. You just think we having coffee, we're chilling. Keep the conversation real simple and just watch how things go.
Well, it's not really so much different. I mean, back in the day, old school, there was a screening process. And you're right. You probably went to somewhere nice because he was trying to impress you. But you're not going to go to any top of the line place. You're going to go just to a nice place.
And this generation, our generation, we ain't shouldn't have been trying to impress you like that.
Because you don't have
what's
to.
The age then?
I think our intent is different.
Age
okay, so
that are doing this Starbucks thing.
I think
all of them now.
Well, yeah,
a lot of them.
But I want to say like that mid and early 20s kind of do that. My 30 era will do it, and we'll intentionally do it. We'll intentionally do it because we got to really feel you out. And I think the 20 era, they'll do it too, to kind of feel you out. It's like a safe thing. I don't think Janice's era did it like that. I don't think
We didn't do
felt
Starbucks, no.
right,
Yeah.
and it wasn't really I won't say it wasn't really a thing, but they didn't do that. They really went out to dinner. They really
They went all
they
out.
went all out
But you
because
know what? I also think the intent was different
yeah,
in many
okay,
cases. I mean, not that everyone don't have the same motive and the same goal, but I think I think that some of the young people may be more honest with their intentions. Their intent may be just
maybe.
because they like someone, they're attractive to hook up, just to. But you don't look at it as possible selection for the future, or do you?
Um, everybody's different.
Okay, okay.
Well, Chanel, you answer that one.
I mean, it depends on how young you are, how old you are. So some people may come into it like, oh well, we just gonna see where it go. But as you're getting older, you hitting your 30s or so, or into your 20s, you're like, all right, it's time for me to get my life right
Hmm.
and find a prospective husband or a prospective wife. So
Hmm.
it just depends on that intention that you're looking for
Hmm.
as a young person, whether or not you're looking for that long term or you just want to live life and have somebody to go out with here and there.
And I also add to that, I can agree with that. I know some 20-year-olds who kind of walk in with that mindset too. Um, they're like, oh, I'm trying to see what can we have long term,
Exactly.
something that's gonna be permanent. So again, it all depends on like you said, the age. I will add your maturity level, how where your mindset is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and I don't know if this is old school or not, because people are people, and they really haven't changed that much. But for a large part of it, old school, one of the reasons why they were trying to impress so much is because they were always thinking about building a future, building something, even in the music. And when you listen to the old school love music,
Hmm.
what are they talking about?
They're trying to build and have all
They're
this stuff.
trying to. I mean, they're not that they don't want to do like everybody else is doing now.
They just
Um,
didn't say.
right. You know what I mean?
Like I
So
think that's one that definitely got changed. Like on a deeper
yeah,
level, it
right.
went from oh baby, I love you, I want to spend my life with you,
To
to
let's smash,
let's get
right?
it in right
Yeah,
here, right now.
right.
I'm coming
Exactly.
at you, trying to get you right in my bed, right here. Let's go.
Right.
Which you can almost respect. Well, you can respect that because that's honest. That's honesty, and that's where the culture started moving to. Because I guess I feel like I think that started to change because they started seeing, in my opinion, marriages kind of fall apart that have been together for 30 and 40 years, and there's been stuff going
Hmm.
on, and you saw mom and daddy like, oh, well, daddy been cheating on mama for like the last 20 years of the marriage. So it's like, why am I gonna get married to somebody and either I'm gonna cheat on them or they're gonna cheat on
Treat
me?
me
So
like that. Yep.
let me just go ahead and get this right here. This is what I want. Let me not try to have all these feelings for you. Let me just try to get what I want from you and keep it moving.
Because
Now that's one aspect. It's not the total thing. That's
no,
one
but
aspect.
one aspect is that you don't really want to necessarily build anything. You just kind of want to just enjoy life and have fun
Right.
as
Exactly.
as you want.
I'm young and it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit. My dad never taught me like you gonna sit at home and ain't nobody gonna take you out. No, you supposed to take me out. What we doing here? Excuse me, Netflix and what? No, I need you to.
See, because he's old school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I have that mentality. I'm not settling. Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't raised like that. I was
Right.
taught you gonna open this door, you gonna pay that bill. I can leave my purse in the
Got
car.
to that part. We talked about that too.
Yeah, chivalry, because
You
but
know,
a lot of men feel like, and going back to our conversation, I think a lot of men who I talked to felt like if they like a woman who they don't know, if they try to open the door or do something, she'll look at him like, "What you open the door for me for?" So now some of them are like, "I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna wait."
And I think for that you have to kind of
And it's
feel
like that's
out.
an individual thing,
Yeah,
because
you got
that's
to feel
very
them out.
few people do that.
Yeah.
Very few people. Someone, let's see. Cynthia
So
wanted to
how
ask
about
you,
you got
what happens if you don't drink coffee? She's so goofy.
well,
She
Cynthia, you are funny. You if you've been to Starbucks, I know you have. You got so many jokes.
you could get something else.
they
Right,
You
got
you
don't
get
have to
they
tea,
drink
they
got tea,
got
they
coffee.
got all kinds of stuff. You get water at the very least. Have you a croissant or a donut or something,
Exactly.
a
why you
Cinnamon.
sandwich
Get
or
you the
something.
cinnamon bread.
You know,
Yeah.
so my
Banana
side,
nut, you know.
you know.
Oh, but that's gonna cost over $5. That's what I said
Well,
to get out
and
of them.
that's why I'm bad and she ain't bad. So she can have her tea or her coffee. I'm gonna have my croissant, and we're gonna sit there and look at each other. How you doing? What's going on with you?
Nice to
How you
meet
live?
you.
Right?
Yeah.
What you do
And
for a living?
Mary Anderson, who is a faithful watcher, and we love you,
Mary.
Mary. She said, "Are you guys hungry?"
Oh, she better not
Did you
say
talk about our
tacos.
tacos?
Mary, feed us.
Cynthia
Nita,
said taking me out for
Taking me out
water.
for water.
look, water might be free, but that might be the best water you get if I take you out. Don't
Come on,
play.
come on. Alkaline and all.
It's more than the water, it's the conversation. Come on with it.
So do you guys really think, from your perspective, do you think that dating's changed, or that you guys in your youth has just gotten more honest and more transparent?
Mm.
And I'm just asking. I don't
I
know.
think it's changed. I don't
Okay.
know. Well, I would, like you said, my dad's old fashioned and we were taught a different way.
I didn't
And
see him today. Was he there?
no, he
Oh,
wasn't there today.
okay.
But I'm just used to what I see him do, you know. Like he might be like, Shamel, you can pay the bill this time, but then again, I rarely pay a bill. I might take my dad to lunch, but I would never offer on a date to pay. Like
Mhm.
I might be nice one day if I'm committed to you later on, but
Right. Right.
That part of
but
that
We
that's the
talked
conversation.
about
Yeah,
thing.
we
that.
did.
Yeah,
We talked about
it's
that.
a later on thing. That's a
Mm-hmm.
marriage kind of a thing where okay,
Mm.
I'm gonna pay that bill this time,
You have a track
and
record,
that part.
and I'm keeping score right now.
No,
There
don't
we
keep
go.
no scores. See,
I
then
am.
that's
We
gonna
talked about that part of the conversation that
Well,
we had a couple of weeks ago.
okay. And that it's not as bad as it
that's tit for
sounds.
tat. Like, oh, I paid this time. Not
No,
really.
Uh,
no, it isn't tit for tat,
but it can come across like that.
but I expect him to be the provider and do more than I'm doing for him.
So let me flip this around.
Flip it for me
You
then.
said something very key. You expect him to do. Are we allowed to walk into? Let's say we're getting past these dating parts, or we're in the dating era, right? Are we allowed to have expectations of the person that we're dating?
I wouldn't be expecting it from someone who I'm just dating or who I just met. We're talking about someone in a relationship, who was in a one-on-one, who was in a relationship. I'm not talking about somebody who's just kicking it
So
with.
okay, so let's
No,
say
not kicking
No,
it with.
I
so
would.
let's
No.
say you're into your relationship at this point. And you dated for a while, are those expectations still going to be there? Because let's just say you end up with a person,
like 2 years. I'm just saying, what's a while?
yeah, 2 years,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
let's just say that.
Okay.
Do you still keep those same expectations? Because maybe that person is not meeting your expectations in the dating part of your, the dating era. So
Mm.
do you keep those same expectations even though you know they're not going to meet them, or do you let them go and continue to date them and form your relationship around other stuff?
No, because then that's just me settling. Like,
You're just
okay,
compromising,
I'm just
selling.
gonna give
Yeah.
you like,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm,
Yeah.
I guess I let that slide. Like,
okay.
no. Then
No.
later on, it's worse.
Because
And
Right.
then
Because if he's not going to do it when you're dating, heaven forbid, if you ever get married to him, it's not going to get better. I mean, so then that's a time to make choices.
okay, well, no, I'm those are
No.
those are questions that just pop out since you brought that up because um I think that I feel like the one thing that can ruin your dating and your relationship period is your own personal expectations of the person that you're with.
Cynthia said something interesting. She said, I think that our expectation in men have changed. You get what you
Mm,
expect. If you
mm,
expect little, you get the
come
same.
on, come on.
mm.
So
Now there
the
we
bar's
go.
raised. The
Okay,
bar is raised. So,
okay,
and if they like you or if they
They
really
gonna
care
do
for
it.
you, they're gonna do it. If they don't, it's better to find out now, right?
true.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
Put out there what you want. Ask for
right.
what you want.
And okay, so and that brings us back to the have dating changed. I feel like dating has become a more honesty thing because a lot of
That's an
people have got.
interesting take of it. More honest.
I believe
Okay.
become more honest because I don't think in the early stages people were so quick to say, "Well, this is what I want. This is what I expect of you. This is what I feel like we should be doing in our relationship."
Yeah.
They just went off and said, "Okay, well, we just going. I'm gonna just do this, and hopefully you'll pick it up, and this and that and the
Yeah.
third." That's what I feel. And when they weren't getting it and they weren't being successful, the next go around, let me go ahead and say, "Well, this is what I expect. This is what I want. This is what I need. And if you can't do this, we're not going to go any further." I
Yes.
think those are the things that got changed. Whereas I think prior to, I felt like a lot of couples just, if you want to use the word settled, they settled because
I
they.
do. I'd have to beg to differ from that. And me having five, how many sisters I got? Five or six sisters. Um, the dating was a time where you're kind of weeding out, do I want you or do I not want you?
Mm.
But I don't think any of them had any problem ending the relationship. So I
Well, I'm
don't
not
think that it
saying.
was like we settled just to, oh well let me just, well he doesn't do this and he don't do this and he don't like, but let me just settle because I want to be with somebody. No.
Well, here's the
No.
question. Do you? How do I ask this question?
Just ask it.
because I want to make sense. I want to make sense in my head.
But you are an intellectual radio, so you got. I was just
Right,
joking.
I'm about to be intellectual in my question. In my questioning. So how much of that do you really accept, though? Do you, if there are five expectations and they meet all but one, is that the one thing you'd be like, well, we can't be together because you're not meeting this one expectation?
Well, that's kind of hard to say because again,
Yeah.
it depends on there's things that you want and there's things that are breakers, that are deal breakers. There are things that a person can do and it's like no.
So how do you decide what are deal breakers for you?
You decide based on what's important to you.
Okay.
Okay, so so that basically what's important to you.
'Cause I try to look at all parts because there's also a thing of and y'all help me because maybe I have a different view or there are some things that are important to you that may not be important to them.
That's true.
And like, do you like look past that because that's just the way they feel? It's not that you're not important.
You communicate to them. You know what, baby? My birthday. Okay, prime example.
Okay.
The person I was dating wasn't into birthdays because of their religious affiliation then.
Mhm.
But birthdays were very important to me.
Right.
Because growing up, my birthday was everything. So it's like, I know it may not mean much to you, but for me, this birthday thing is really important.
Mhm.
So because it was important to me, he accepted that and he made a big deal out of every birthday. So I mean, you see what I'm saying? So you just have to
Exactly. If
tell
you
them.
care enough,
Right.
you're gonna,
You have to
So
tell
you
them.
communicate that, and they're supposed to, or they should rather, kind of.
Or you can compromise. It depends on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the things that I think need to be put out there that we probably don't talk, or people don't talk about in their relationships. How do you make those decisions? How do you decide those things? How do you communicate that properly without it being a big issue? Because you may really like the person, and this one little thing and be the
You
one thing
just
that they
tell
won't
them
do.
though. You just kind of tell them, just like you would talk and not text, but you talk to them. But
which is another part.
which is another part
Oh
because
my
I can.
God.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no.
Oh, we got time. We can talk about that.
You just talk to them and tell them. This is really important to me, and I know you may feel a little different, but it's really important to me. It means a lot to me because they may have something that they think is very important, and you're like, So it goes both ways. It goes both
And
ways.
so I guess you hope that in that conversation that you all come to some mutual agreement as to how you all are going to move forward with whatever the expectation is.
Right.
So you talked about texting. That's the definite thing
Texting.
that has changed in relationships.
Oh my
because
God.
when Janice was dating, we know they were not texting back
You
then.
know what? You better shut up. You better shut up talking to me.
Ancient. No, I'm
20
just kidding.
years ago, we weren't texting either. You got to
ain't
remember,
lying. You ain't lying.
Yeah.
1999, like I was going into 8th grade. I didn't even have a cell phone.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I mean, there were cell phones, but people weren't texting.
Right.
No.
Like we had
Them big old cell.
I can remember getting our first Mac at school, this big huge computer.
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
when all we could do was play spades on the computers. I remember when we got internet, how big it was.
Yes.
Like I feel really old right now, but I remember that stuff. I remember the block phone, the big gray brick
Yeah.
phone. I remember that.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
remember
Yeah.
when your cell phone was only in your car for emergencies. I had an aunt who has had the same cell phone number for over 20 years at this point. Um, and I remember when she got her gray phone, she kept it in her glove compartment. I'm only using this for emergencies. Now, that's the way we communicate with each other. Like,
Right.
Well, I don't
all
like
the way.
texting. I'm a visual
Oh my
person.
God.
I
Some
like to
people,
hear,
that's all they
I
do
like
is
to
text.
see.
Yeah.
No, if you want
And
to talk about something, call me FaceTime. So I
And you
see
have to
at least.
communicate to them too. You know what? You
Yeah.
can text me if it's like meet you at 4 or whatever. Something
Exactly.
quick. But if it's a conversation, I'll lose the translation. Do not text me. And if you continue doing it, then I'm just not going to answer you.
so now, those are one of those things. Check this out.
Texting.
So the thing is, oh, well, it's 2019. It's the way of the world. We're going to text.
They can
Like,
text. Text somebody else.
but
They
what?
can
But
text.
so that's a deal breaker for you. But what if it's not that important to the person that you're dating? Maybe their
He doesn't
communication
like
is
to
really
talk on
text.
the
No.
phone or something.
Then I would explain to them how important this is, particularly when we're trying to talk about something.
Exactly.
And I would
'Cause
also
you can
say
get out of
that the
context.
translation is lost in that
It-
There you
text.
go.
I don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
it's lost to you. It may not be lost to them.
But
They
it's
may-
lost. But
Well, I can't
if he's
understand
texting
it.
me and I don't understand it, then
I'm
it's
taking it the
And then
lost.
wrong way.
and then
You
you got
yelling at me, but
Right.
I'm thinking like, oh, okay, you getting a
Right.
little snappy with me.
Right.
But
And believe it or not, that's caused a lot of problems in
I've had people text me where I
relationships.
took it wrong, and I got an instant attitude. Like,
Yeah,
forget
Yeah.
them.
and that caused
Yes.
a lot of
Yeah.
issues in dating and relationships because somebody made a point a while ago that like smart devices and phones has like broken down our communication. We don't know how to
Yeah.
talk to each other. But
Exactly.
we'll text in a minute. We don't know how to talk to each other anymore. So that's a big thing that has changed our dating scene. And I think you had to report on one of the shows where, if this keeps going, there'll be no need for us to meet face to face anymore.
Mm-mm.
We'll be FaceTiming each other.
Yep.
We'll be texting each other and thinking we have a whole relationship with each other.
No, but that's different when it's face to face. There's a different
But when you have a realm of children that has grown up with a phone in their
phone
hand.
only.
I know that's all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
that's all they know.
my god brother, like his oldest daughter, she's maybe what 2 or 3 or 4, something like that. iPad baby, she's an iPad kid, and it dawned on me. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a generation that's going to.
That's all they know.
That's all they know. Now,
Yeah.
to their defense, that they're a very close family. They do talk to each other, so she's not all iPad. But it was so interesting when we were kids, iPads and phones
Didn't
were never
exist.
anywhere around.
No.
And now
No.
most of us are having kids, and this is the first thing they see is phone and TV and iPads, and
Yeah.
that's where their life is. And it's like they don't know how to properly communicate, which bleeds into why one of the things we didn't read that was in your
Don't even know how to
individual
write. They
They-
write.
Oh
like they
my
text.
God, they
Come
write
Come
like
on now.
Don't get me started,
No,
please.
sorry.
Don't.
That was a
I'm
teacher
like,
in me.
what-
But I'm just saying.
what's your name?
it's like, what are you saying?
Oh
Oh
my
my,
god.
Like, or your writing is how you text.
you need to be
Yes.
bilingual then.
Or you text how you talk, and it's
Exactly.
horrible,
Yeah.
and it bleeds into because we don't know how to properly communicate anymore. Why these children are having
Mhm.
suicidal thoughts and having suicidal actions because they're
Because
not
they don't know
properly
how to
able
express
to
that.
right. Everything is a text over here and a text over there or a FaceTime, and you're not really saying much.
And that's really interesting that you kind of mentioned suicide because he had to tell me this is children's day today, which I didn't know. Did you know?
Mm.
Children's
No.
Day today.
Second
was
Sunday of
National
June
Best
is Children's
Friend
Day
Day.
I
and
didn't.
Pentecost Sunday.
I didn't know that, but also because for the first time, Black children, young Black children, like age 7 and under, are committing suicide at a higher rate than white children.
Mhm.
That we never saw that before. We never
No.
saw it. But think about it, how it is now. Now imagine how it'll be 20 years from now. How their kids.
But mind you, since we're going to bullying for a hot second, we went from our bullies were face to face.
Yep,
Exactly.
We
yep.
was boxing each other and on the playground on the blacktop, every day. I was stealing your
Recess and
lunch money
everything.
in person. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
But now,
I will bang you up against the locker in person. Now I'm gonna find you on Twitter.
You
on
did all
Facebook.
that?
No, I'm not saying
Oh,
I did
okay.
it.
I'm
but
like,
that's how it
whoa.
was
But
happening.
that's how it was.
Okay.
Everything was done in person. So all your beef was settled face to face when we
The
were
parents
coming
don't
up.
know what their kids doing on these phones.
Not-
And
not
Oh,
a
they don't have a
clue.
clue. Oh my
Yep.
God.
And that's
then
why.
you go to Twitter and Facebook, and so they're gonna cyberbully you now on Twitter, on Facebook, so that everybody else can see. And just like in face to face, how there was a fight, nobody stops the fight. They let the fight happen. People are watching these people get bullied on Facebook and Twitter and not saying a word about it, and then these kids come up dead the next day.
Not only that, some of them getting raped on social media. Have you heard of a few instances?
Yeah.
Craziness.
So to bring it back into the dating era,
Man, just date me.
Crazy.
Whatever. Just say-
What?
I like to get dressed up. So, I mean, we
Thank
going
you.
somewhere.
We're going
and
somewhere.
those are things that I believe you should express.
And then you communicate that.
Talking about dressing up. Who really gets dressed up to go on a date anymore?
I do.
It depends on where you're going. If you're just going to the lake, or if you're going just to a restaurant, but if you're going somewhere really nice, then you want to look. You want to look
I
good.
look
Like,
cute
I-
anywhere I go. I'll be
Well, I
like,
feel you.
Oh,
I feel
like, let's
you.
do that.
That's
my
shimmy.
gosh.
you know, you
Shimmy,
gotta,
shimmy,
Cocoa Pop, baby.
shimmy.
There it
you
goes.
gotta
Oh.
love yourself. You know,
You do, but like, think about
regardless
it.
of
If
what
I'm
they
going on
look
a
like.
date to the lake or whatever, I'm going to throw on something for that.
Yeah,
but I'm going on
exactly.
dates to like the Symphony Center or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
then you're
kinda-
gonna dress
You
right.
gonna look like something. But I'm
Yeah.
going to anybody's restaurant. I'm gonna have on a cute top, cute.
Right, you're gonna be cute.
cute
If,
shoe,
if
cute
I'm going to
everything.
an opera, I'm gonna be cute, not
Right.
overdressed. Just, so you want.
So it all depends. But like we said, I believe that dating has definitely changed in the sense of like we have a lot of more texting
Yeah.
and apps to go to. Mhm.
You might catch a gym out there though who take you out right.
That's
Come on.
right. Or
If they did-
communicate. Maybe they will.
Get a gym.
Communication is key
Get a
for
gym
dating and
Get a
relationships.
gym. Get your first day. You ain't going to Starbucks. I said,
There
oh,
you
we
go.
going
There
out,
you go.
out.
There
Okay.
you go.
My
Communication is
first time meeting
key.
you, I'm taking you to Starbucks. I'm just saying. Now,
We
if I
do-
feel like I like you after that, then we'll go out to some bougie
No,
restaurant.
we ain't gotta be bougie.
Here we
but-
go. Here we go. On that note, we just love to have Three the Hard Way back together again, and we
Yes.
appreciate everyone tuning in and want you to tune in. Oh, next week is Father's Day. Ooh, maybe we'll do a special Father's Day show for all the good daddies. There's so many out there.
Yeah.
And you guys have a great week and be blessed.